Zidane, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's... Wait a minute, something's not right here. There we go. Now I'm Turkey Ninja. And speaking of which, just a quick reminder that Turkey Ninja shirts are now available because it is now the season of Thanksgiving. So, of course, Turkey Ninja will be available until the end of December, which I actually want to bring up a few things. First off, all holiday shirts will only be available until January starts. Once that starts, then a lot of the shirts are actually going to be going away for a long time. Obviously, all of the holiday shirts will continue to appear every holiday, but as for other shirts, like the 5-year anniversary shirt that has been available since August, that shirt will be going away for good. It will not be returning ever again. It's going to be gone forever. So now is the chance to get these shirts. Also, a few other shirts are also going to be going away as well. I'm going to be basically clearing away all of the different shirts and re-releasing a whole bunch of the just specific ones. Specifically, Electro Ninja will be returning. The Intrepid Books logo will be returning, and then the entire Electro Ninja's lab will also be coming in as a new shirt. So, just a few things to keep in mind, and also, apparently not very many of you guys are actually subscribed to the channel, so what the heck? Please subscribe. Anyways, guys, let's get into this video about Final Fantasy 16.
Walking around the turkey bar at the Thanksgiving gathering. Potatoes placed where you can see every person tries to grab. Walking around the turkey bar, let the grateful spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie at this wonderful gathering. You will get a sentimental feeling when you see people talking.
As mentioned, Final Fantasy 16 now has a website, which honestly I am extremely excited for. And today we are going to be looking at it because, well, we want to know more about Final Fantasy 16. So let's take a look at this page. First off, we have this fantastic cover image showing the main character as well as both Phoenix and Ifrit, which are going to be, of course, the two main summons of the game. And honestly, this picture just looks absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to see this in-game. As we scroll down, we then see the trailer, which, of course, we've already seen, so we're not going to be going over that. And then there's some information about the world, which we will be looking at momentarily. Then there's the characters, and then message from the developers. First off is a message from Yoshi P, aka the creator of Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, and basically being responsible for Final Fantasy XIV no longer being a sucky game. Well, he's the producer, which is honestly a really interesting thing to see. I was honestly kind of expecting, I think a lot of people were actually expecting him to become the director, but nope, he's the producer, and doesn't have as much as we thought that he was going to be doing. But yeah, guess he's not becoming Tetsuya Nomura yet. And then we get to meet a little bit from Hiroshi Takai, who is going to be the director. Now, I've actually looked up a little bit of who this person is, and he hasn't done much. Well, we do get a little bit of an explanation on what he's done, basically explaining that he's worked on Final Fantasy 11 and 14, basically the MMOs. He's also done a lot of other interesting things with other games made by Square. Unfortunately, this is going to be the first game that he has ever directed, which I'm kind of hoping that he does really well for this, because otherwise it's gonna cause some issues eventually. And then, of course, at the very bottom are the social medias, which I actually do follow them, so I can actually keep up to date with everything that's going to be going on. And then, of course, all of the information down at the bottom. And also, currently no rating, so we'll see how that turns out. Let's go back up. First off, let's look at the... Alright, the characters. So, the first thing to note is that we first get a little bit about the information of this main character that we've seen a little bit about, whose name is Clive Rosfield. And we get to see a little bit of information about this, basically that he's the firstborn of the Archduke of Rosaria, which, that sounds interesting. I'm actually really excited to see what the heck is going to be going on here. And apparently he's going to gain the power of the Phoenix and many others. We also get to find out that his younger brother is Joshua, who we're going to be seeing more about in just a bit. And there's a lot of really interesting information. If you really want to read it, then I do suggest just pausing the video or going over to the website yourself to read all of this. But it is interesting to see that he's going to be, well, dealing a lot of interesting information, and he's definitely going to become the main character and be doing a lot with him. So I for one am really excited about that. Next we meet Joshua Rosfield, who, like I said, is Clive's brother. And honestly, there's not much. There's a little bit of interesting information here, such as he awoke as the dominant of the Phoenix soon after his birth, which interesting, and a lot of other interesting information. He's frail, he's bookish, not necessarily going to be taking up very many roles, but it does clearly show that he is going to be a very important character to the story, and that's pretty much it. We also get to meet this new character, Jill Warwick, who was born in the Northern Territories, taken from her homeland, and became a ward of Rosaria, secured peace between the two nations, and apparently she's been raised by the Archduke along with the sons, and yeah. Anyone thinking that Jill is gonna become the wife of Clive at the end? Just saying, it's definitely a possibility. Obviously, there's a few other things, like these guys are clearly feeling like brothers and sisters, but honestly, just knowing how Final Fantasies do things, I can't imagine Jill and Clive not getting together at the end, but we'll see. That's just a little thing to begin with. Now, let's move on to the world. Now for the world. And we get some really awesome pictures. This, for one, is really just a beautiful image that I do have to say. Honestly, something just seeing these images as well as the trailers just tells me that these have to be somehow connected to Final Fantasy 16. Or Final Fantasy 15, I mean. So, yeah. But anyways, let's look at this little description. Valisthea. A land blessed in the light of the mother crystals. The land of Valisthea is studded with mother crystals, glittering mountains of crystal that tower over the realms around them, blessing them with aether. For generations, people have flocked to these beacons to take advantage of their blessings, using the aether to conjure magics that let them live lives of comfort and plenty. Great powers have grown up around each mother crystal, and an uneasy peace has long reigned between them. Now the peace falters as the spread of the blight threatens to destroy their dominions. Honestly, that just sounds so interesting, and I really hope that this is going to be something that's said in the prologue or whatever of the actual game. We also get to see Phoenix, which I do have to say, Phoenix looks so amazing in this. I am so glad that they decided to give Phoenix some more limelight, because honestly, Phoenix doesn't get that much limelight in any of the games. Like, It's pretty important in 9 for sure, but then in other games, nowhere to be seen. Sure, it's in 14, but it's a pretty hard boss to get to, so yeah. But we do get to find out about the Icons and their dominance. Icons are the most powerful and deadly creatures of Valisthea. Each resides within a dominant, a single man or woman who is blessed with the ability to call upon their dread power. In some nations, these dominants are treated as royalty in admiration of this strength. In others, they are bound in fear of it, the force and forced to serve as weapons of war. Those who are born as dominants cannot escape their fate, however cruel it may be. Which honestly leads me to wonder what is going to be happening here. This is actually really a different way that they've handled the summons in Final Fantasy than ever before. Basically saying that each person has a specific summon, but it's infused into their body. It leads me to wonder what the heck is going to be happening in the future. I mean, think about it. Basically, up until... there have been slight changes, but up until at least 9, summons were just summons, and that's basically how it's been forever. Obviously, there's certain groups that are able to summon them. 10 was weird in its situation, but still was basically summons. And even in 14 and 15, yes, they are considered gods, but they aren't to the same degree as, well, basically taking a host. It's kind of terrifying to know what the heck they're going to be doing here. Next, we get to see this amazing map, which also comes with some cool banners. It actually leads me to think that just due to this huge map that we get to see, that this is going to be even more open world than Final Fantasy 15, and possibly being on the level of many of the early Final Fantasy games up until 10. And if it's not, that's going to seriously disappoint me a bit, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what they're going to do. But with this detailed of a map, I can't imagine, well, more accurately, with only a few specific locations highlighted and a very well-made map, it does lead me to believe that there will still be some very important exploration and this will be an open world. However, we don't really know. Next, we actually get to see these 3 flags, which honestly, they look really, really well designed. And also, this just makes me think even more. Final Fantasy 15. Is this a prequel? I'm serious. This makes me think prequel. But we do get the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, the Holy Empire of Sanbreque, the Kingdom of Walod, and a bit of information about each of them. And, of course, we find out that the dominants are specifically in each of them. Obviously, we know Rosaria is the dominant Phoenix, which we've actually seen. That makes sense. Then we have Sanbreque, which, if we look at this flag, it does lead me to think that this is the one for Leviathan. But I can't say for sure. And then Kingdom of Walod. Honestly, it looks like Ixion is my guess. But there are several horses, and this could just be Odin. So, I mean, it's possible. It's kind of hard to say, though, for sure for this one, just because there's actually quite a few different horses. If we scroll down, though, we can continue to see the Dhalmekian Republic, the Iron Kingdom, and the Crystalline Dominion, which it doesn't show... Oh, nope, never mind. It does actually tell us which the dominants are. So, for this one, the Dhalmekian Republic, it's Titan. Really? Okay, that kind of makes sense because that looks like Titan there, but I was kind of thinking that this would probably be Ifrit and this would be freaking Titan, but looks like they're swapped, I think. Um uh Judge's dominance to be unholy. And apparently this one doesn't even have a dominant, I guess. It's kind of that's a weird situation. Probably Ifrit is from here, but we don't know. And then this one, which also has no dominant, which I highly doubt that. Um, but these are all of the different kingdoms, and I kind of think that that's kind of interesting. That two of these ones don't have dominance, two of them are hidden, but it's kind of clear that one of them is likely freaking Leviathan, and one is one of the horses. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Clearly, neither of these are Ifrit. I'm sorry, it's not happening that either of these are Ifrit. If I were to take a guess, I would still say that the Iron Kingdom is where Ifrit comes from, just due to the fact that there's some kind of... The way it's sounding is that it's not very fond of Rosaria, which, of course, that's where our main group is from, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see exactly what that's going to be. But as for Crystalline Dominion, honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if Shiva is one of the ones that calls it home. But something just tells me that there's 4 different ones here, just due to the way that things are designed. Could there be more for each of these different locations? Abso-frickin-lutely. But unfortunately, we can't say for sure, except for the fact that these 4 have actually stated who they are, while these 2 haven't. Are there probably more kingdoms? I wouldn't be surprised. Having only 5 out of all of the different 6 out of all of the summons kind of makes me uncertain. But yeah, we do know that one of these kingdoms is going to have Ifrit, probably going to be Iron, but we don't know for sure. And unfortunately, though, that's all of the information that's currently on the website. Obviously, I do suggest that you actually go to these pages and read their information. All of their information is here, so don't worry about it. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys have all enjoyed this look at the Final Fantasy XVI website. If you have, definitely make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you are new, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. And if you're not new, but you somehow forgot to subscribe, then please subscribe. I'm serious. Only about 16% of you are subscribed. Please subscribe. And of course, if you do want to support the channel even more, then definitely make sure to head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias and ways that you can support us financially, including our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!
Walking around the turkey bar at the Thanksgiving gathering. Potatoes placed where you can see every person tries to grab. Walking around the turkey bar, let the grateful spirit bring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie at this wonderful gathering. You will get a sentimental feeling when you see people talking. Let's be friendly, gather round with legs of turkey. Walking around the turkey bar, have a happy Thanksgiving. Everyone eating merrily in the new old-fashioned way. will get a sentimental feeling when you see people talking. Let's be friendly, gather round with legs of turkey, walking around the turkey bar. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Everyone eating merrily in